I think we're going live, baby. What the deal is? What's up, y'all? Oh, let me grab a knee so you guys can see me. Yes, technical difficulties of having a live. All right, hey, it is your favorite Savage, Leo Savage, and welcome to the very first edition of Mace Dojo. Mace Dojo. Mace Dojo. Oh, you get it? Get it? Mace Dojo? Mm-hmm. And yeah, so I'm going to create this channel. Me and the team have been working to facilitate education for you guys. So I'm going to start off this first episode by teaching you a move that I would love to see the Mace community execute with a little bit more refinement, the Shaolin wrist. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to geek out about it. So if you have a mace, let's do it. Also, if you have a question, please ask. Hey, I look forward to bringing you more content in Mace Dojo, as well as my educators on the Still Mace Flow team. All right, without any further ado, let's get going. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so first thing we're going to do is let's do a couple lists of our shoulders. And we don't necessarily need our mace for this, but you can hang on to your mace. And all we're going to do is shrug our shoulders up and then let them drop down, and then up, and then of course let them come down. All right, so whenever we lift our shoulders up, you know, if you're, hey, so you got all these back muscles back here, you start lifting your shoulders up, you lift those muscles up along with, and then your chin is gonna come forward a little bit like this. And so I would say, generally, athletically speaking, that is not a posture that we want to teach to people. So in the Shaolin wrist control, we're going to focus on where our shoulders are. Because if we can keep our shoulders out of the way, we can help keep a nice, strong, beautiful structure throughout our neck. Right on? All right. Now we're going to start this off a little different. I'm actually going to teach a combination of moves to get you into position. All right, so let's go ahead and get into your warrior stance. And for those of you guys who know it, feel free. All right, so warrior stance, I'm going to stand with my mace vertically. Oh, you guys can't see the head of my mace. This is no good. I have to fix my camera angle. Maybe I can look it up a little bit. Yeah, let me do that. Oh, no, you could. Let me just see. This is maybe a little better without exposing my roof too much. I think that's going to work. All right, sorry about that. Okay, well, I'll just stand a little closer. I think this is going to be the best option. All right, so in our warrior stance, I want you to take your hand and I want you to flip it over to where the back of your hand is touching the mace. I see what's happening here. And then from there, I want you to slide your hand, keeping your hand in contact with your mace, and you can almost lay your mace into your hand. Of course, keeping the mace in front of us, in front of our nose, gets us automatically into a nice structure, right? From here, my hand is going to slide up to the top. All right. From here, my hand is going to cover the entirety of the globe. Yep. And then I'm going to bring my hand back down and put it back in place. And then I'll do the same thing on the opposite side. So on the top hand, I just flip the hand over. On the bottom hand, I'm just going to do the same thing and trace over my hands onto the mace, sliding my hand all the way up, covering the mace, actually head of the mace with my hand. All right, and actually, let me adjust my camera. I have two different screens. We have to have like a permanent place to put these. Okay, all right. Man, this is going well. All right, so let's go ahead and practice that on right side and left side. As we do these techniques, I'm going to go ahead and bend my knees a little bit. I'm going to stand with my feet facing straight. And I'm going to tuck my hips in just a tiny bit. Tucking your hips in a tiny bit is going to flex your glutes. Flexing your glutes sends a signal of stability to your spine. Hey, that's a good thing. I'm keeping my abs tight. Not only am I keeping my abs tight, but I'm lengthening my spine, so I'm pulling on that contraction. So I've got stability in my hips and in my core. All right, so what's happening as we're lifting our hand up is, for a lot of us, do me a favor, take your hand and pin it to your midsection. And yeah, your mace is going to get super close to your nose. You don't have to kiss your mace, but let's just work from this posture. Think of this as a spot. All right, so as my hand's going up the mace, I've got my glutes flexed just a tiny bit from tucking my hips in. I've got my knees softly bent. I've got my core tight. I'm lengthening my spine, but this is difficult. As I go up the mace, I don't want my shoulder to lift. So you guys remember those shoulder shrugs we did? As we raise our hand up, I want you to pull your shoulder down. So not a shrug, but let's do the opposite and pull our shoulder down as we lift the hand up, okay? So flip. And right as I flip my hand, you can see my shoulder drop, pop, pop. On the opposite side, flip, shoulder goes down and up. All right, so now that we know the shoulder is going down, we're going to start to put some weight on our hand. But let's talk about the position of this. I do want the mace to travel, let's just say west in this case, an extreme 90 degrees, straight as F to the left. You feel me? Our chest, however, our hand will stay here, but our chest is going to rotate along with our hips to 45 degrees. Our hand will stay facing in that direction. So I don't want to have a square chest. I want to have my fingertip facing out to the side, and I want to coil my spine. So two things are happening here. One, I'm getting some lat recruitment from pulling my shoulder down. And then two, if I keep my hip in place and I rotate my chest, you can really feel the amount of tension on the lat increase, which means you can load this hand up, not only close, but at length. All right, so I know that was a lot of talking for what we're going to do, but let's just give it a try, okay? All right, I'm going to slide my hand over, cover the globe. All right, I'm going to make sure my shoulders pulled down. From here, I'm going to internally rotate my thumb. You'll start to see my elbow is coming in. I don't want my elbow to face front, but what I want to do is I want to rotate my wrist as much as I can and lay my mace down on my forearm. All right. Now you'll notice that the globe is hid behind my hand. And in this position, this is what we call our Shaolin wrist control. All right, let's go ahead and take our thumb and rotate towards the screen, and you'll notice the mace lifts up, and that's how we will get out of our Shaolin wrist control. All right, and let's go ahead and try the other side. So we'll block the sun out, rotate in, make sure the shoulder is being pulled down, and I'm going to lower my mace. All right, so I'm keeping my chest square to the screen. What I want to do now is I want to take my hand, keep it facing in the same direction, fixed on the mace, and I want to rotate and coil my shoulders and spine. And again, you should feel your lat loaded even more. So again, more stability for the weight at length. From there, we rotate the thumb inward. I like to pull my wrist away from my hand, and that pushes my wrist into the mace and starts to lift and allows me to pack my shoulder. All right, so block the sun, make sure the shoulder's tracking down. Now, I don't let my arm get at full length. I like my arm to have a little bit of bend in it. So I let my mace hand drop down just a little bit into a good position. Now, as I lower my mace, I'm going to start to rotate my chest towards the mace. If at any time you don't feel stable, take your bottom hand and push it into your midsection. And it, again, will act as the spot and up. Right on. So, block the sun out, rotate in, shoulder down, lay the mace down on the forearm, rotate the chest, aim the hand towards 90 degrees, the chest towards 45 degrees. Make sure the shoulder is going down. And if you're doing this right, what you might notice is your obliques are firing as well. This is a good thing. Shoulder down, rotate in and up. I would prefer you look at the globe. If I look straight, I tend to, or what I've noticed is my students tend to square their chest up. But if I look towards the globe, what I notice is the shoulders tend to turn with the neck. And so I like the idea of looking towards the mace. And what good would it be to show you a technique if we didn't add a swing to it? So we'll add a 360. Whichever way I swing, I'm going to use my bottom hand to catch, so I have one swing. My bottom hand is going to slide to the top and lay the mace down. As I've secured the mace here, I can sneak my hand down. From there, I'll stand the mace up, slide my hand down, swing. Slide up and down. Swing. And if you have a nice one-handed swing, that just gives you more time to set the arm. Shalom. Voila. Voila. All right, guys. Hey, that was just a quick test run at Mace Dojo. We're going to clean up some of those camera angles, and if there's anything you guys want to learn, please comment below. Make sure you do all that YouTube stuff you're supposed to do. Likes. Just don't forget to share. And maybe if you're not subscribed, it's probably a good idea. You should probably do that. All right, my friends, it's been good.